What's up, y'all? It's Ebb and Flow back with another video. Welcome back. Listen, please subscribe to the channel. Where are we at? How many subscribers do I have right now? About 270, something like that. It's like the first 200 subscribers were easy to get because of that one video I made about me not having a job until I'm 28. That got over 12,000 views. I feel like most of my subscribers came from that video. And you know, no, I'm not bullshitting or nothing. I don't care where y'all came from. Thank you for supporting. Those of you who even hit like, thank you for supporting. Anyone who commented, I can see all of that. Everybody who subscribed, all 270 of you, thank you. Keep it going. Because when I hit 300 subscribers, that's going to be a special milestone for me, because the 300 was hard to get, but the first 200 were easy. The first 200 I feel like I got quickly. But getting from 200 to 300 subscribers took me a little bit of work and took me a little bit of time, at least I feel like. All right. So like I said, subscribe to the channel, show some support, please. Getting into the video, this video is on listening to your body. All right, there's a couple things I want to speak on in this video. I want to talk about addictions. I want to talk about eating, you know, what you eat. And then it doesn't matter what you eat, maybe whether you overeat or not, stuff like that, right? So first things first, what I've been personally dealing with lately, and I'm going to go more into depth about this in another video, specifically talking about the addictions that I had to deal with over the years, that I had to let go. Maybe one of which I'm still struggling with. Like I said, I'll give you the details in another video. Stay tuned. But for the purpose of this video, let's start with addiction. So I feel like addictions take up a lot of time. And why do we get addicted to a specific thing or a specific substance? It could be whatever you're addicted to, your vice or whatever. Why do we get addicted to it? I think it's for a few reasons. It's one, because there are things that we are stressed about that we refuse to just face head on and deal with them. We'd rather numb the pain and shut off the thoughts by getting intoxicated or whatever you do. It's like, boom, if I'm stressed or something, it starts off that way. If I'm stressed, I just smoke a cigarette and it relaxes me. It gets me off of what I was just thinking about 2 minutes ago. I'm relaxed. I still have to think about it and face it, but I could kind of face it in a relaxed state, right? People do this with weed. People do this with alcohol. People do this with cigarettes. You name it. Comment below whatever your addiction was or is right now, because we all go through it. You get what I mean? So moving forward, it starts off with stress. Another reason people get addicted to certain things is because also after a while of just getting accustomed to it, and you do this every day, or this is just something you do often, it then becomes a thing of a way to pass the time. Because I know that was my problem. I know, because I came from smoking weed every day. I used to smoke weed before every meal, after every meal, soon as I wake up, right before I go to bed. Literally, like, I had a phase of this, and it was so bad. The thing about it is, I didn't know how bad it was at the time, because I guess partly my ego, or maybe even just myself, I thought I knew it all. I thought I had it under control. I thought I could function. If you watched my previous videos, my addiction even brought me money. It made me friends, connections. I was able to meet people, form opportunities through that. But over time, it started taking a toll on my body. I started having smoker's cough. I had a horrible hoarse smoking cough that wouldn't go away. I had this problem for like months, on to like a year plus, still remnants of it, just coughing and hacking and like. But the dumb part about it was I still kept doing it. I didn't have any intentions to stop, because in my mind, you know, one thing about the devil blesses you too. You get what I mean? So in my case, that's how I saw it, as, you know, this thing is getting me money. If I were to stop anytime soon, I would lose everything that I had built, you know, during that phase of life that I was in. So moving along, what stops us from quitting the addiction? Like, what makes it so hard for people to quit smoking, to quit drinking, whatever it is that you do? What makes it so hard? In my experience, what made quitting smoking so hard for me was that I was kind of, how do I explain this? Like, I was kind of scared of what I would lose. I was scared of what I had to sacrifice and what I would lose in the process. So in my case, I know I formed most of my network and most of the people I met through smoking weed. Once I quit, you know, I was, on some level I knew, but I didn't want to believe it. I know that most of the people who I met through smoking weed, I would lose those people because we don't have anything in common anymore. We don't, you know what I mean? I'm just on another path. I'm trying to focus on something different. These people are not. They want to keep smoking, and no judgment there. But like, you know, so that's what I feared. I feared, you know, like not seeing the same people no more. I feared boredom. Like, oftentimes when you quit addictions like these, like let's say you're a drinker, that used to be your thing. Like, you used to go out to the bar. It used to be a social thing you and your friends do. When you give that up or anything, it's also freeing up time. And now you have more time in your hands because you're not, you know, you're not partaking in this addiction anymore. So you have a lot more time in your hands. This is where you got to be smart. Like, when you start to have more time on your hands after you quit a certain substance, you have to find something different. You have to find ways to keep yourself busy. You have to have a purpose in life. You have to have, you know, a way to channel your thoughts. Because before, how you used to channel your thoughts, or just at least numb them, you know, you used to have the addiction that used to take your mind off of things you're thinking about. Once you quit an addiction, and now all these thoughts are, which were always there, like all those thoughts, I feel like were always there, but you always numb the pain. You just numb the thoughts. You, shut off your thoughts, whatever. Once you know, your brain isn't in a intoxicated state, all these thoughts are very intense, you know, and they're very, stuff that you can, you know, things that you notice more when you're sober, that you got to know how to channel it in a certain way. So there's that. The second part of the video that I wanted to talk about was, I mentioned in the beginning, overeating. So recently, like I said, so like certain things I'm gonna save for another video, but I don't feel I've been overeating, but I feel like here's another thing. Like, when you're approaching your 30s, like, and I'm 28, you know, things that I used to do in my early 20s and late teens, stuff like that, I could pretty much do whatever I wanted that was completely unhealthy, and fucking my body would heal the next day. Like, I could, like, let's say, like, I'm drinking and stuff like that. I could wake up the next morning and run a mile, run 2 miles, stuff like that, work out. As I start to approach my 20s, like, a lot of you know, it is not the same anymore. It's not like how it used to be. Your body is gonna punish you for treating it badly. So that's what I'm going through right now, and the realization that I'm going through. I feel like I've been overeating lately, but not because I'm overeating just to overeat. I think it's my body telling me, to a certain degree, you know, you don't really need 3 meals a day. You could survive on 2 meals or even 1 meal a day if you time it right. And I feel like I don't have to eat 3 meals a day, but why am I still doing it? You know, and let's talk about that real quick. Like, I still feel like eating is the same thing, I feel like, is as any other addiction. Eating is a way to pass the time. Eating is a way to satisfy a craving, and it's an experience. Food is good, stuff like that. Mind you, I'm still on my plant-based path right now. I'm still going very strong. I'm not 100% perfect, and I don't think anybody is, but like I said, I definitely haven't eaten any flesh, like I said, in over a year. I even documented my dates and all that, but that's for another video. But even on this plant-based diet, like, I could tell you certain things, like the difference. So, like, for an example, like overeating, if you're an omnivore, to me, because I spent most of my life as an omnivore. Overeating as an omnivore, I suffered consequences in my gut and my stomach and stuff like that. I felt like it came with pain. Now, being on a plant-based diet, if I overeat, I could tell I overate, but it doesn't feel as heavy and detrimental. Like my stomach doesn't hurt and have this stabbing pain the way that it was when I was an omnivore. These are the kinds of things. And I'm not saying your journey has to be the same way, or, but one thing that you can relate with me on is, as you get older, your body is going to let you know certain things, and you have to listen very carefully to what your body is telling you. If you want to remain healthy, if you want to remain like the highest, best version of yourself, if you want to remain that way, you're going to have to do certain things to take care of your body. You're going to have to work out. You're going to have to eat healthy. Me, like I said, I just started this channel less than a year ago. My life has changed dramatically, and life isn't all about money. Just my habits, the lifestyle that I came from, like, my life is completely different now, and I'm working on certain things. So, unhealthy habits that I used to do, I let go of. My body is continuing to educate me on what I should do to take care of it. I was on the, like, I don't mean to get graphic, but, like, no lie, this what motivated this video, partly what motivated this video. I was on the shitter this morning, like, and, like, yo, I guess because, and then one thing about being on a plant-based diet, you get a lot more fiber in your body than you do, on an omnivore diet. It's just naturally how it is. You're consuming more plants on this diet than you are, if you're eating meat with your meals and stuff. So, and I just had some food yesterday. I just had some food last night, and then this has been going for the past 3 days now. I feel like I've been overeating, because even though, okay, I know I had 3 meals that day, or I had breakfast at this time, my dumb ass is still like, I gotta have lunch, because, I don't know. Like, I grew up that way my whole life. I've been eating 3 meals a day. I've had periods where I fasted and stuff like that, but, let me turn this AC up. And it took a toll on my body. Like I said, I went to the bathroom like 3 times this morning. Like, I'm starting to learn about myself. My body is changing right before my eyes, like right before my life. Just all within the past year. You get what I'm saying? I come from a mind state where I wasn't educated about certain things. So my body was suffering years before, and I didn't know how to fix it. Like, I was so conditioned to just do what my family did, like, and I know, for black people, I know a lot of black people could relate, like, not other races as well, but I'm saying black people are historically and probably part genetically got more health problems than other races due to the environment we come from, stuff like that. Most of us live in poor communities. I'm not saying all of us. I don't want to speak bad about my own people, but it's just reality. Like, and then this also goes for everybody. It doesn't have to be a race thing, but everybody who comes from low income areas and stuff like that, like, the food in those areas are not as good as the rich neighborhoods where you get Whole Foods and just better quality grocery stores and stuff. It's not as healthy. Not only that, let's say you could have came from a poor background, but you're conditioned to still have poor habits. So you move to a rich area and you're still hitting up the liquor store, you're going to fast food joints and stuff like that, and you condition your kids to do the same thing. And I know with black people, we have a huge problem with that. But like I said, this relates to everybody. Like, we got to pay attention to our body. We can't just like, and it's like, we already know this as well. That's the other thing. We already know, it's like we already know what we're supposed to be doing, but none of us are doing it. That's why 99% of us are unhealthy, and nobody could figure out why. Like, this is another motivation. Like, educate yourself, like, teach yourself about, you know, ways to be healthy. Like, it's just, you gotta change. Like, comment below your experiences, comment below, you know, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Like, if you made it this far, thank you. But anyways, yeah, I'm about to go into work. It's 2:09. I got work at 2:30. Like I said, we're up there. We're like, in terms of my community, we're at 270 subscribers, around there. 270, 280, around there. Please help me out, y'all. Get me to 300 subscribers. If you like the video, of course. I'm not begging you, but like I said, like, 300 will be a milestone, because I feel like the first 100 subscribers was crazy, but like I said, 200 wasn't really that, like, mind-blowing to me. The 300 subscriber, that's gonna be a milestone for me. Like, what are gonna be the milestones for me? The 300 subscribers, 500 subscribers, and of course 1,000. We need to keep it going, y'all. So like I said, thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching the video. Comment below your thoughts. I will see you on the next video.